Hello guys, in the last video we have seen the differences between unstructured programming languages and structured programming languages. We have seen a number of differences there. Now in this video we are going to see the differences between structured programming languages and object-oriented programming languages. Right, sir. Structured programming languages and object-oriented programming languages. So these differences here we are going to understand. It's okay, fine. Right, sir. What are the various differences are available between structured programming languages and object-oriented programming languages? Actually, this is our required concept. Why? Because I want to introduce object orientation inside Java programming language. So if you want to introduce object orientation in Java programming language, first of all we have to understand what is the requirement to go for object oriented programming languages. So if you want to understand what is the need of these object oriented programming languages, first we have to understand what are the previous programming languages from object oriented programming languages. So the previous programming languages are which one they know? Like unstructured programming languages and structured programming languages can know. Almost all structured programming languages and procedure oriented programming languages both are same. We can understand it clearly. At basic level differences we can understand the difference between structured programming languages and object oriented programming languages. The points are very clear. The very first difference between structured and object oriented programming languages is structured programming languages are providing difficult approach to prepare applications, but whereas object oriented programming languages are providing simplified approach to prepare applications. Here also we can understand it. Ease of development is available with the structured object-oriented programming languages. Ease of development is not available with the structured programming languages. But in the previous video I have given one point there. Ease of development is possible with the structured programming languages and ease of development is not possible with the unstructured programming languages I have given. But in the relative comparison with unstructured programming languages, structured programming languages are better and simple. But when compared with object-oriented programming languages, structured programming languages are not good and are not simple. So where object-oriented programming languages are simple when compared with which one there? Structured programming languages. So not only in this particular reason, a number of reasons are available to give this particular point here. So we are going to elaborate all the remaining points also now. The very first point is which one? Between structured programming languages and object-oriented programming languages. No? In case of the structured programming languages, simplified approach is not available to prepare applications when compared with object-oriented programming languages. But in object-oriented programming languages, very simplified approach is available to prepare applications. Let's say for example, bank account is available. You know already, bank account. Prepare a program to represent bank account in C programming language and prepare the same bank account concept inside the Java programming language. Then identify the difference. Let's say for example, if you want to prepare that account program, that means if you want to represent account and its operations in a C programming language, what are the various things here we have to take? First of all, we have to declare struct account. There we have to take number of variables and methods and all. Structure we have to define. Whenever we have taken structure, then definitely we have to take which one? Pointers we have to take. Pointers we have to take, unions we have to take, storage registers we have to take, files we have to take, like all the concepts, different concepts here we are going to take. But whenever we are using pointers and structures and unions and all these things, no, they are providing bit confusion for the developer. They are not simple to understand. That programming language is not providing simplified approach to understand these features there. These features are somewhat difficult features in our which one there? C programming language. But when we go for object-oriented programming language, approach is very simple. Declare a class account. Inside this class account, declare variables and methods. Declare class account. Inside this class account, declare variables and methods. Variables are which one they know? Normal data representation. Methods are which one they know? Like which one can know? Behavior representation. That means actions representation. So declare variables and methods as per our requirement. Next, create object for the account class and access the business methods. That's it. So only 4 steps in the case of Java. Declare a class with variables and methods. Next one is, and what next one here? Variables and methods here we declared inside the class there. Next, create object for the respective class. Next one is which one? Access the members of the respective class. That's it. The total approaches will be completed. That simplified approach is available in the case of object-oriented programming language. But if you go for C programming language, structure we have to use, pointers we have to use, unions we have to use, like different concepts we are going to use. They are not simple to understand for the developer. But in the case of object orientation, it is very simple to understand class, variables and methods and object and what next one? Accessing the respective methods. So that's why structured programming languages are providing difficult approach to prepare applications, whereas object-oriented programming languages are providing simplified approach to prepare applications. Right, sir. Examples for structured programming languages we know already. There are already C and Pascal already we have seen, like this number of programming languages. And examples for object-oriented programming languages are which one here? We can understand that examples for object-oriented programming languages are C++ and Java and so on. Number of programming languages are available. It's okay, sir. Now this is the first difference here we have to understand. Now coming to the second difference. The second difference is also be very clear. Modularization is very good, is not good. Modularization is not good. Modularization is not good in structured programming languages. But modularization is very good. Modularization is very good in object-oriented programming languages. Modularization is not good in structured programming languages, but whereas modularization is very good in the case of object-oriented programming languages. First of all, what is this module? What is the meaning of this modularization? What is the meaning of this modularization? What is the meaning of module? Simple example. If you are getting any requirement set from a client, how we are going to start our implementation part for that? We will start directly implementation part for the huge requirement at a time? No. But what we are going to do? We will take that requirement first. We will divide that requirement into the number of pieces. That pieces will be given to the teams. Again, that each and every piece will be divided into the further pieces, further simple pieces. That simple pieces will be given to the developers. First of all, huge requirement is coming. That huge requirement must be divided into the number of parts. That each and every logical partition is called as which one? Module. Once we are getting individual modules, we are going to provide solution for the individual module. Once we completed solutions for all individual modules, we will combine all the solutions as a single solution and we will submit that single solution as a final solution to the respective client. So logical partition in our requirement is called as which one? A module. The process of doing these modules, the process of dividing our huge requirement into the number of modules, this total process is called as which one? There no modularization. This total process is called as which one? Modularization. Right, sir. Module is available. Now it is called as which one? Modularization. This is a clear-cut information here we have to understand. What is the meaning of modularization here? We are providing clearly now. Good. This modularization is not good in the case of structured. This modularization is very good in the case of object-oriented programming languages. Best example, just compare Java and C programming languages now. In the case of Java, what we can say, if I want to divide my entire requirement into the number of modules, there I am going to use which one? Packages. Packages are providing very good modularization about my requirement. We can divide our entire requirement into the number of pieces there, where each and every piece is called as a module. That each and every piece I can declare as which one? They know? A package. Package is sufficient to divide our entire requirement into the number of modules. That's okay. This modularization we can achieve at different levels by using different features inside the Java. One is at package level, we can go for modularization. And within a class, if you want to perform any modularization, inner classes concept is available. Like this, n number of approaches are available to go for which one they know modularization in the case of object orientation or in the case of Java programming language. But this much of environment is not available in the case of which one they know structured programming languages. Just think a minute about it. Do you have any equivalent concept for packages in the case of C programming language? Do you have any equivalent concepts about these packages in a C programming language? Moreover, in the case of Java 9, Java module system is coming. JPMS feature is coming there. Again, the modularization is much simple, much comfortable in the case of Java 9 and Java 10, Java 11 versions now. But if you go for C programming language, do you have any such kind of concepts in C programming language to perform this modularization? Even though it is available, but that much of not good, but when compared with Java, that is not good. Understand it clearly? That's why modularization is very good in the case of like object-oriented programming languages, but modularization is not good in the case of structured programming languages. This is another one. Right, so now coming to the point number 3, abstraction is not good in structured programming languages, but abstraction is very good. Abstraction layer is very good. Abstraction is very good in case of abstraction is very good in object oriented programming languages. Abstraction is not good in case of structured programming languages, but whereas abstraction is very good in the case of which one they know object oriented programming languages. First of all, what is the meaning of abstraction again? What is the meaning of this abstraction? The process of hiding some content. Hiding something is nothing but which one? Abstraction. To manage some isolated implementation between the modules maybe, or to have some n number of advantages there, we need to hide some implementation part here. So that hiding is nothing but which one? They know abstraction. Of course, in object orientation, when we go for object oriented features where abstraction is available, where I will change a little bit about my statement here, but as of now, at present we have to understand abstraction is nothing but which one? Hiding the content. Hiding unnecessary. This is hiding the implementation. This is called as which one? Abstraction. So this is very good in the case of object orientation, but it is not good in the case of which one they know, so like structured programming languages. Just compare Java and C programming language. Wherever packages are available, wherever classes are available, wherever methods are available, there automatically abstraction we are able to achieve. Package is a folder. That folder contains, that folder is hiding some internal concepts. Package is providing hiding for its internal content here. So their automatic abstraction is going to be achieved. In the case of Java, abstract keyword is available to improve abstraction. Just only we are declaring abstract methods, just only method declaration, no implementation part here. Implementation part is provided by somebody else. There also we are providing which one? Abstraction. Next one is interfaces concept is available. Interface is providing perfect abstraction layer in our applications now. Just we are going to declare services, but services implementation part I am not going to provide. I am not going to expose that service implementation to outside. Just I am going to expose my interface to the outside. Just I am going to expose my service names to the outside. I am not going to provide any implementation part of these services to the outside market. So because of that reason, we can understand object oriented programming languages are providing very good abstraction layer. Can you tell me any such kind of feature in the case of C programming language? Any such kind of abstraction layer in the case of the C programming language? Even though it is available, but it is not good as much as like which one they know Java programming language. So because of that reason, abstraction is not good in structured programming languages, whereas abstraction is very good in the case of object oriented programming languages. Coming to the next difference here. What about this next difference here? Identify this. Security is not good. Security is not good in structured programming languages. Security is not good in structured programming languages, whereas security is very good in object oriented programming languages. Security is very good in the case of object oriented programming languages, but security is not good in the case of the structured programming languages. How can we say security is very good in object oriented and security is not good in structured programming languages? No. Point is very clear. Wherever abstraction layer is very good, there automatically security we are able to get. In general, in application development, if we are having very good abstraction and very good encapsulation, abstraction and encapsulation, if both are good, automatically their security will be good. But in the case of these like structured programming languages, abstraction is very less. Whenever we are having abstraction less abstraction, their automatically security is not good. So because of this reason also we can conclude in structured programming languages security is very less, but in object oriented programming languages security is very good. This is one side reason. But when you compare with the C programming language and Java programming language, in C and Java, what is going on? In the case of Java, pointers concept is not available. In the case of Java, pointers concept is not available, and at the same time abstraction is very good, maybe in the form of interfaces or maybe in the form of abstract classes or maybe in the form of packages, might be different levels I discussed already. So maybe in the form of all these things we are able to hide our unnecessary, so we are not exposing this to the outside market, so security will be good for our implementation part. But if you go for the C programming language, pointers concept is available. The pointers concept is providing which one there? Directly data address locations. When we are catching the data of the address locations of the data, then we can do manipulations with our data. Then we are able to perform manipulations over the data. That is one side reason. And other reason is which one? In the case of this C programming language, abstraction layer is not good. Abstraction layer is not available. Whenever abstraction layer is not good, then automatically security level is very less. So because of that reason, object-oriented programming languages are having very good security, whereas structured programming languages are not having that much of security level when compared with object-oriented programming languages. This is another feature here we have to identify. Next one, point number 5, difference number 5. Shareability is very good in object-oriented programming languages. That means shareability is not good in structured programming languages, but shareability is very good in object-oriented programming languages. First of all, tell me, what is the meaning of shareability? If we define one time, if we define any implementation here, and if we share this implementation to multiple programs at a time. For example, I prepared one module, I prepared one package, or I prepared one module one time. 10 programs are running parallelly. At a time all 10 programs are running. Single copy of this implementation is given to all 10 number of applications. When the single copy of implementation is given to all the 10 number of applications, automatically it is called as which one? Shareability. Sharing our implementation to multiple programs at a time, this is called as which one? Shareability. The shareability is not good in the case of structured programming languages, but the shareability is very good in the case of object-oriented programming languages. Just compare C and Java. In the case of Java, packages concept is available. Define package one time, but use that package in any number of times at a time in multiple programs. In all multiple programs we can define, we can share that single package content to any number of programs at a time. So automatically packages are providing which one? Shareability. The shareability we are able to achieve even by using static keyword in the case of Java, and by using abstract classes we are able to improve shareability. By using abstract methods we are able to improve shareability. By using interfaces we are able to improve shareability. These many approaches are available to improve shareability in the case of Java. But in the case of C programming language, how we are able to achieve shareability? Do you have any concepts like related to these packages? No. Of course, static keyword is okay, fine. But do you have any concepts like abstract classes and interfaces there in the case of C programming language? So no such kind of issues are available. Because of that reason, shareability is very less in the case of which one? There no C programming language, and in the case of structured programming languages. This is a problem here we have to identify. So shareability point of view, Java is very good in the point of the shareability, but C programming language is not good in the case of the shareability directly. Right, sir. Now coming to the another point here, reusability is not good in case of structured programming languages, but reusability is very good in case of object oriented programming languages. Reusability is very good in the case of which one? Object oriented programming languages. First of all, what is the meaning of reusability? Declare one time, reuse any number of times. Declare one time and use that any number of times. Understand it clearly now. In case of Java programming language, I can declare packages. One time if we declare the package, we can use any number of times in our applications. Any number of times we can use in our applications. So this is the meaning of which one? Reusability. To improve reusability in the case of Java programming language or in the case of object oriented programming languages, inheritance feature is available. To improve reusability, inheritance feature is available in the case of Java. Right, declaring, that means defining relation between superclass and subclass. Declare variables and methods inside the superclass. We can reuse that variables and methods any number of times in our subclasses. Maybe in a single subclass or maybe a number of subclasses, we can reuse any number of times. But declaration was performed only one time. We declared the content only one time, but we are able to provide any number of times the declarations in our subclasses directly. So a number of approaches are available in Java to improve this shareability, reusability. But in the case of the C programming language, where the chance of providing inheritance related concept and packages related concepts and modules related concepts, so we are not having such kind of concepts in the case of C programming language. Because of this reason only, here we are able to conclude reusability is not good in the case of structured programming languages, and reusability is very good in the case of which one they know? Object oriented programming language. These are overall features which are available. That means these are the overall differences which are existed between structured programming languages and object oriented programming languages. Let us check these few differences. What exactly the differences here I given up to know. Right, sir. Structured programming languages are providing difficult approach to prepare applications. Examples are C and Pascal. Object oriented programming languages are providing simplified approach to prepare applications. Modularization is not good in structured programming languages, but modularization is very good in object oriented programming languages. Abstraction is not good in structured programming languages, whereas abstraction is very good in object oriented programming languages. Security is not good in structured programming languages. Security is very good in object oriented programming languages. Shareability is not good in structured programming languages, whereas shareability is very good in object oriented programming languages. Reusability is not good in structured programming languages, but reusability is very good in case of object oriented programming languages.